Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's November 17th, 2025. Looking over at Jacqueline Peak from last week, doing a quick check-in the Pio Yurt. Some exciting news up there. We installed a way to track how much some snow water equivalent that we're getting up there. So report what we're gonna do or the findings throughout the year up there. And if you're enjoying this broadcast, we ask you to do a one-time donation, or even better, sign up for that monthly sustaining membership. Today we're going to have scattered rain and snow showers with this exiting system. The snow lines drop down to 7,500 feet, around there. And then this evening we'll have a transient ridge bringing in some drier air, and then maybe a chance of a rain or snow shower tomorrow. Pretty low confidence with that. And then we have a weak cold front coming through on Wednesday, which could produce a little bit more rain and snow, but not too much with that. And if you're around this week, Wednesday, the Red Side Foundation and the Friends of the Sawtooth Avalanche Center are going to bring together a few different movies. So Jamie Weeks, local guide, and I will be showing some of the clips we've been in. It's going to be pretty focused around mental health and being a guide, and it's going to finish off with a film from TGR as well. So that's at the Liberty in Haley. Doors open at 6, and the program starts at 6:30. Hope to see you there. Looking at what we captured yesterday from this rain snow storm. About 2 tenths here at China Gardens. Looks like most of the valley floor picked up that, except for up in Stanley, just picking up a trace. The hot spots were over in the Pios, so that kind of turned out what we're thinking about. And I guess over, I noticed Featherville, Pineville over there, 1/2 inch to 6/10 of an inch. Swede picking up 1/2 inch. Pio picking up 4/10 of an inch, and mostly falling as rain, it looks like. Meanwhile, in the Sierras, been getting pounded by that closed low that hung over there for a couple days. Yeah, and looks like the snow line was pretty high. It looks like there might be a trace on the snowboard at Baldy, but it looks like it was probably mostly rain. Looking at the satellite this morning, that exiting close low is over to our right here. Might get some wraparounds, clouds, but really it's going to be this moisture coming off this second low here, which is going to drop down. Second low, drop down over this direction again into SoCal. This looks like it's going to be the pattern over the next week. Before we move on too far, we'll show you how much rain and snow we're going to get today. So speed up to about right now. Some precip moving up into the western Smokies and Sawtooths there, starting out the morning. That's pretty much the biggest band that's going to be coming through today. Then you can see it's just very isolated pop-up storms here, mostly north of Ketchum, and it's looking pretty isolated in nature. And then it's going to dry out tonight, and we might see a couple specks here and there, but really not much coming through with that forecast. So trace of snow today, trace to 1 inch maybe in some places. And this is for tonight. Really not too much coming in. As far as liquid quantity, we're looking at a couple hundredths of an inch, so really not that much more expected. And those temps I was really hoping for, looks like we're just going to be continuing to be above normal. Really, really warm fall we're having here. It's going to continue to be in the 50s and maybe get into the upper 40s by the end of the week. It does keep signaling that it's going to get cooler, but this is far out. And that was wrong last week, so I'm not going to say much more about that. All right, look in. What are we on right now? We're on the GFS. Show what's going to happen. So that close low that just brought us that precip yesterday is going to move to the east. Another close low is going to break off and move down the SoCal, and then eventually migrate over to the east, leaving us just kind of in the middle of everything, not really picking up much, probably just some cloud cover. Then yet another close low drops down the coast of California. This one kind of wades into the Pacific and drifts off there for a little while before making its way back onto land, but still heading quite or keeping quite to the south of us. And this is kind of our next big chance of a storm. Really looking out almost over a week. Having some slight potential risk for heavy snow. We see we're just kind of barely in that risk zone, but they have these two different quadrants. The extended models are still not really tracking too well together as far as comparison, because this one we really don't. GFS doesn't really show us getting anything until like the 28th. This looks like the next juicy thing. Whereas the Euro has us more from next Monday, Tuesday, more in line with the jet stream. So we'll see what happens. It could come earlier, which would be with the Euro showing, or with the GFS, it might be later towards Thanksgiving. They've nudged the temperatures up so they're closer to normal, but still not as cold as they were projected about a week ago. We are still forecasted to be wet through the first little bit of December, and the after Thanksgiving to the first bit of December is looking cooler.